Hi, my name is Elisa Crafton, and I'm doing my presentation on the gender pay gap in professional sports. So a little background on what gender pay gap actually means. As long as women's and men's professional sports have coexisted together, the men's sports teams have always been compensated and paid way more than women's sports teams, even though they play the same amount of games, and even if they are better and win more games. So studies actually show that men earn 20% more than women sports on average, which is a difference that will require a female to work 10 more years to make it up. And I retrieved this information from Forbes 2019. Female athletes put in the same amount of a demanding work, like I said. They put in the same amount of blood, sweat, and tears into the games that they love, and they deserve to be compensated accordingly for it. So one big reason why male sports tend to make way more than female sports is because of advertisements and endorsements. Advertisements and endorsements play a huge role in the media and the fan base behind sports. NBA All-Star LeBron James makes around $55 million in advertisements and endorsements annually, which means each year. And that is alone, not him and his team, but him as an individual makes $55 million on top of his annual salary. Female basketball players are usually seen as masculine or too strong for fashion and beauty deals. So this is mainly why you see more male advertisements and endorsements, because men are usually seen as sexy and masculine when they are, playing sports in shape. But when females have muscles and things like that, they are seen as too strong for a woman, and too masculine. So big brands like Nike, Puma, Adidas tend not to pick women for their advertisements. So one way that these women's sports teams are trying to fight back is the U.S. women's soccer team sued the U.S. team for equal pay. So in March of 2019, more than 24 U.S. women's soccer players filed a lawsuit against the U.S. soccer team for gender discrimination. The U.S. women's national soccer team is currently number one in the world in their sport, and contributes more revenue for the U.S. soccer team than the men's team does currently. So down here, you can see that the men's team made $8 million for losing the first round of the World Cup. And over here, the women's team made only $2 million for actually winning the whole thing, winning the World Cup. That is ridiculous. So just a little background, the U.S. women's soccer team did win their lawsuit, and they were compensated for however much money that they were suing for, and they did not stop there. So this right here is a picture that has been causing some controversy lately. It has surfaced on all social medias, and this person right here is Sue Bird. She's a WNBA All-Star champion. And as you guys may know, most of you should know, that's LeBron James right there in the bottom corner. And he is a NBA champion All-Star as well. And right here it says that they have both played 17 years in their professional sport. They both have 4 championship rings under their belts. But Sue Bird's salary is $215,000. In 2020, her salary was $215,000. While LeBron James' 2020 salary was $39.2 million. And, which is even more crazy, LeBron James' bonus for winning the 2020 title, $240,000. That is more than Sue Bird's entire annual salary. Her bonus for winning the 2020 title, only $11,356. That is crazy. So some recent developments that the NBA has been trying to help the WNBA get more media time and more business deals. I don't know if any of you guys are gamers or like to play the PlayStation or the Xbox, But the new 2K21 now features all WNBA teams, and fans can now play as their favorite WNBA players and play with their favorite WNBA teams. So this should help most WNBA stars to get some more recognition and maybe even a couple extra dollars under their belts. So in conclusion, overall, these athletes all have been putting in the same amount of challenging work for the same amount of years, and they all deserve to be compensated for it all. The gender pay gap in sports has been a problem that has been existing for years on top of years, and it needs to stop today. Once again, my name is Elisa Crafton, and my presentation was on the gender pay gap in professional sports. Thank you.